I have questions about NHR status and crypto income if it's the main source of income. I read that crypto isn't taxed in Portugal except if it's your main source of income. I also saw that NHR status was a bit different, so I'm a bit confused. That will be all. Thank you very much. Okay, so crypto, again, one of those questions we get every time. Augusto, how is crypto being treated?
Okay, so in Portugal, at least currently, there is no specific tax rules applicable to income deriving from crypto. And based on that lack of specific regulation, the understanding also from the tax authorities is that the income deriving from crypto would only be taxed in those cases where the activity is the main or a business activity developed by the taxpayer. And this is very difficult to assess in practical terms. Also because the definition of a business activity in this respect is not that clear. So if we have someone, to give an extreme example, if we have someone that only trades crypto and also has others income deriving from activities related to crypto, this person in theory can be catched by this rule of the income deriving from crypto being considered as business income. On the opposite side, someone that only had a transaction and decided to cash out those in any gains would not be subject to taxation. These are the two extreme examples, but in the middle there is some gray areas.
Yeah, it is a very gray area, and I guess that's an important point to mention, that it's not that crypto is tax-free, is that Portugal doesn't have a specific law to tax crypto at this point in time, and that can change. So as a result, it is, for the want of a better word, it's a loophole, for the want of a better word, right? In other jurisdictions, that distinction between your main source of income and others, it is quite contentious in terms of law. So in other common law jurisdictions, like the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, you talk about Malaysia, you talk about badges of trade. So they're like 9 or 12 indicators derived from that rich history of common law and court cases that has given rise to, okay, if you have these characteristics, then you are a trader. Therefore, you're deriving profit, so it'll be taxable as profit. Whereas if you don't have those, then maybe you're an investor, and it's going to be treated as capital gains. So and in the US, again, there's that distinction again derived not from British, but from US case law, tax law as well. So it's really a test of facts and circumstances, and it's hard to really nail it down. But in your case, you didn't give your name, but in your case, if it is that it is your main income and you do it on a regular basis. So I'm just being extreme now. So you get up every morning, you put on your t-shirt or whatever, you sit in front of your laptop and you are trading, and you're doing it on a regular, continuous basis. This is what you do from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, every week. Then it sounds as if you're a trader, and therefore this is profit to you, and perhaps this is taxable to Portugal. Whereas on the other extreme, maybe it's your main income, but you're an investor. So you invested 10 years ago, you got in Bitcoin early, and you did nothing. You've seen the ups and downs, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to cash out some of that investment now to live on for the next year or so. And so you cash some out and you sell some tokens, and now you have fiat. And that's it. You just did it once for the entire year. That's it. And you have money and you can pay rent, you can travel around. Then that sounds like you're an investor, and therefore it's capital gains. Of course, it'll be taxable to the US, but it may not be taxable to Portugal. So I use two extreme examples, but obviously for most people, it's somewhere in between. And if you want some guidance specific to your situation, then you probably need to reach out to Augusto directly, which you can just shoot me an email. You can get us on our website, HGD.tax, and I'll introduce you to Augusto or to the right member of his team that could really walk you through your unique circumstances and see how it will be treated from a Portugal tax point of view. But the US is going to be easy. It's tax no matter what you do, right? It's really Portugal where you have some opportunity to think things through carefully before you make a decision. Okay.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.